Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. If you don't know me, my name is Devine and I run a B2B lead generation agency called Warmies.io, where we help go-to-market and sales leaders find message market fit using automation, and in doing so, we fill their pipelines with qualified leads on autopilot. And in this video, I'll be showing you guys how to automate research and outreach to newly funded startups with just a simple click of a button. Super easy process that you guys can just set up and see great results right away. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, please drop a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Definitely helps me create more content just like this. So what we'll be using today is clay.com, which I've used in my previous videos. But more specifically, we'll actually be looking at RSS feeds. And if you guys don't know what RSS feed is, essentially it's a place where it allows you to view content from a website automatically. So you get like a notification. You guys can see like I have one like right here that shows my RSS feed. But we're actually put this into a clay table and do all the enrichments and all that great stuff. So uh, the place we'll be using the RSS feed from is GeekWire, which is like a news paper website that essentially talks about like new startups, new funding rounds, things like that. And specifically, we'll be looking at the startup section, which is going to show like new startups that are rolling around, new funding that they've been receiving. So what we actually do is put all this into a clay table. So this is the exact URL that I use. I put this into an RSS feed, and you guys can see initially the first thing that comes up is the RSS feed. If I click into this, it'll show the source. So it'll show like the GeekWire that I was referencing. On top of that, it's just pulling in the link of that article. It's pulling the title of the article, the content that goes along with it, and that's about it. And after that, we do everything else. So as an example, we have like the title of the website, or excuse me, title of the article, the actual content of this, which is pretty good, pretty detailed. So my thought process behind this right now is ultimately to find out which of the news articles mentions that this company received funding. And if they receive funding, I want to find decision makers from within the company, and then I want to find email addresses, and then I want to do my outreach, right? So first thing I want to do is actually use AI to determine whether or not this article talks about newly funded startups. So we're actually using Foro Mini here, and you guys can like look at this prompt here. It's not that long, but what it's actually telling me or telling AI to do is to look at this article and determine whether or not it's talking about funding, and then just give me a simple sentence into like why you think that. So, for example, this content, it's looking at this specific clay column, and it is talking about like how like this company received 21.5 million in a seed round, and then as a result, it says yes. The AI says yes. This article is talking about a startup that received funding, and it references the thing I just read, which is a 21.5 million in seed funding. So really good. And then you guys can see some of them have NA. The ones that are NA, it couldn't find any, so we don't want to use that article. But the ones that did, we're going to be using that. So second thing we did was to actually look at their domain, and essentially what we're prompting AI to do here, specifically using Clay Agent here, is actually look at the website of the article and essentially like find out the company that received funding, and then find a hyperlink and essentially visit that hyperlink and determine what the domain of that website is. So as an example, if I click into this link right here, we can see that looks like Ahead Computing is the one that received funding. And if I click into Ahead Computing's website, it's called aheadcomputing.com. So if I look into the corresponding result from the AI, so it did actually come back and it referenced the domain, right? So you guys can see what it did there. So essentially it went back. Clay Agent visited this article. It clicked into this link and then found this domain, right? So essentially did that for every single one of them. And why we're actually doing this is because anytime we're in Clay, we want to be able to find Decision makers from within a company, we actually want to know, first of all, what the company is. And the best way to determine that is us knowing their domain. And if you don't know their actual domain, it becomes really hard because some company names might have like lookalikes. So we don't want that. We want like the actual name of the domain. And once we have that, and you guys can see like it pretty much found it for all of them. The ones that have that green circle around it, I think it's high confidence that it's like that's the one it's talking about. The ones that are like this triangle yellow, it's like a medium confidence. You could use that. I don't know how reliable that one might be, but in any case, so once we get that, we're actually going to do find contacts at company using the domain we just found, and we're actually going to be looking for the founder, the VP of sales, the director of sales, CEO, all that good stuff, right? And you guys can like further qualify this too, right? So let's say you wanted to reach out to like companies that are like 10 to 20 employees, you can certainly like put that into your enrichment and it'll pull that information as well. So you can narrow down your search. But in this scenario, I just want to be able to pull like, the decision makers I'm looking for, my ICP. So once we get that, you guys could do like one of four things. So first thing you can do is like do like a waterfall enrichment to find their email addresses. And if you guys don't know what waterfall enrichment is for emails, essentially, it allows you to verify and find their email among different providers. So you actually know if it's accurate or not. So as an example, like if I click into this, it's using Lead Magic, it's using Find the Email, it's using Prospeo, right, to find the email address. Once you have the email address found, you can actually put that into your smart lead and create a campaign, right? And the campaign could look like, hey, so and so saw you receive funding at this company, and then maybe do a little bit more research about the company, and then mention that in your email copy. Another thing you could do actually is be able to find their phone numbers. So you could just directly cold call these individuals. One of my other favorite options is actually using SendSpark. If you guys don't know what SendSpark is, essentially, it's a platform where you can actually send customized videos to prospects. Really good because it could be like an entryway of you congratulating them on their funding, and you talking about how awesome their company is, and it's a pretty personalized video. Highly recommend you guys check out SendSpark as well. And I guess another thing you guys could do is based on the information you found, you can look for like, if they're hiring for specific positions within the company. Oftentimes when a big company receives funding, they're looking to grow. So they're looking to hire sales reps, marketers, right? So if you guys are recruiters, you can definitely mention, hey, so you guys receive funding. Looks like you're also hiring. We can maybe handle that hiring process for you. Or if you guys do like fractional, sales work, you can definitely mention, hey, we actually do. We're a marketing agency, we're a sales agency. We can do a lot of this, on our own without having to hire specific reps. So there's different like plays you guys can have with this. But the beauty of this is every time this like RSS feed gets pulled, you can actually refresh it. So it puts in new like news articles, and then it does all this enrichments, right? So like it filters it down, and then you can just automatically send the email out based on the news that's coming in. So you don't have to like manually go in and like look at each article, find the decision makers, find their email addresses, maybe update in your CRM. Like you don't need to do that entire process. It's very simple to just set up once, and everything kind of flows from there. So the example I use is GeekWire, but you guys can certainly use this for other platforms as well. For example, if you just want to like look up like Google News, Yahoo News, Crunchbase, and a good one, even like LinkedIn to like monitor like job changes or like companies that are hiring for jobs. That's also definitely a great option as well. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below. Pretty simple workflow to build, but if you guys have a interesting way of doing this as well, let me know and we can kind of discuss this. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.